Okay, Reb Tzvi. Guess what?
Okay. What?
Guess you sent the link to the Nidchei Israel to the group.
Ah,
It's okay. It's okay. And I was zoche because of you. I was zoche to hear Michael. I know Elchanan doesn't come when it's late because he has a chavrusa. So,
no, he was there today actually.
oh, he was there because I didn't hear his voice. I heard Michael.
Yeah, no, he was there.
Okay, very good. So,
But it's really late already though.
yeah, well, I have no problem because we're we get up in a few hours. It doesn't make it's no big problem. We every night is a mishmer night for us. Anyway, while you're on the walking up there, I want to mention that today is Rosh Chodesh, a Guten Chodesh,
Couldn't
Erev
play
Rosh
this.
Chodesh Elul, and
Hello.
Elul, and we got to shake it off. Got to shake off all those
You,
everything.
you like you like the China gold trick, huh?
Shake it up, Zadel. Uh, okay, boy,
You
you.
like a China gold.
I want you to know that I usually get a ride, and what we're walking, you're walking. People who are watching this is going to Hart Zion, and wow,
Yeah,
wow,
instead of looking at me, I'll put the camera forward so people can see the walk.
wow. This is a spazier. Wow, wow, wow. So you're parked in the Hart Zion parking lot.
No, no, just I'm on the top of the hill.
Oh, top of the hill. So this, I never really walk on this distance. I usually walk on the road because I try to get a hitch. But anyway, we might as well start learning a little. And
Go ahead and
today,
start.
two momentous occasions today. First of all, it's the Siyum of Nidchei Israel. In other words, we started on July 17th, 2025. We started
Wow.
Nidchei, we started Nidchei Israel. Of course, we also did the Kuntrasim, we did Kuntras Tiferes Adam, and now we're doing Kuntras, we're being Messiah Kuntras Midos and Mishkolos. Oh boy, they're running to take the bus. There it is, the bus. Boy, I'm telling you, you get to, and very soon we're going to see Peugeot. So the first thing is today's the Siyum, and it's propitious. It's a momentous occasion that it's also the art site of my mother. Today, when we make the Siyum of Nidchei Yisrael, I'm also going to make a Siyum Mirza Shem at my minyan, a Siyum in Orach HaShulchan Orach Chaim, the first Chalik. Anyway, so my mother is Esther Maras Esther Bas Reb Eliyahu Rosenberg Ritholtz, and she was she Nolda. She was born September 26, 2014, and was Nifteres August 21, 1990. Lamed of the first day of Rosh Chodesh Elul. Uh, so she was one of four sisters and one brother. The four sisters were Miriam Mostow, Thelma Senior, Shula Turkel, and her brother, as we mentioned, fell in Normandy, Yosef Rosenberg, Uddy. And they were brought up in Pulaski Street, the Lower East Side, and they were affiliated with a Young Israel of the Lower East Side. My mother went to Girls High until LIU, Long Island University. She was, for many years, the fifth grade teacher at Yeshiva Central Queens, and she davened daily b'dvekus. She was unassuming. She was hatzne leches, and I mentioned in past shiurim that she said leaders are readers. She emphasized that also a person should not be an empty head. She didn't believe in built bitul asman. Shalo rosh rek. And I want to mention lastly what's written on the tombstone. on the kever, on the matzeva, Eishis Chayil, Ateris Bala, Tiferes Paneha, Tisbaer Paneha, Bahaskel Ladas, Hidricha Paneha, Et Kol Tamideha, Liira, Ulavas Hashem, Chesed V'emes Utstoka, Nicola, Nicola, Vayifku, Achareha, Kol Makireha, Tovasa, Uvitzit. Okay, Mom, I wish you your Hashama Zahaman Aliyah. Okay, that's where mentioning my mother and סיום, and I want you to know, can you see what's going on? Tzvi is walking all this distance. I can't do it. So what I do is I get a ride to Tzvi's car. Look at this. This is, you don't have to go to Gan Soccer, Tzvi. You zoche and the walking more than Dalin Amos, that's for sure. Anyway, today is the yard site. We have two Gilyonos from Shmayahu. We have Yehuda Lavi Mitripoli. We have another Gilyon of Rabbi Yisrael Isser Prostitz. And I am adding on Yisrael ben Yitzchak Friedman Bian, the Bian Rebbe. Okay, so by the time Tzvi gets into his car, we'll be able to do today's Tehillim. And today's Tehillim is Kuf Yud Gimel. No, I'm sorry, Kuf Gimel. Tzvi, can you hear me? Okay. He's busy walking up. Okay. I'm going to wait for him to get into the car. You know what? We won't waste any time. Might as well talk about the Biana. Yisrael ben Yitzchak Friedman Bian, Nolad ב-1878. Oh, I think I see his Peugeot. ונפטר ב-1951. נולד בסדיגורה, ברומניה. ב-1917 החל לכהן כאדמו"ר מביאן השני. בלייברג, בגרמניה, ב-1939 עלה לארץ ישראל, לתל אביב, והקים בית מדרש. Okay, so that we did one of the three yard sites. That is the Peugeot. Three with the license plate that ends with 303. So he is putting away his tefillin. I think when he gets into the car, we will be able to hear him. And we're going to do the Tehillim. No, not yet. Okay, Tzvi, can you hear me? Tzvi? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't talk. Oh, I can't hear you. Is there any way you could check your audio? Okay. Okay.
There we go. I don't know how I got muted.
Okay. Tzvi, did you hear all the what I said about my mother? And you were listening?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
Oh,
I heard
good,
every word.
Good. Then we're up to the point where we're going to do our Tehillim, and here I go. I'm going to do the share. I go to share sound. I go to media player. I go to share. Here we go. Here we go. This is Chabad. Kol Beis Yisrael.
Yacheinu.
Kol Beis Yisrael.
Hanisonim batzara.
Batzara
Uvashiv yaim dim bein bayam uvein bayabosha.
Hamakom Yerachem.
Yerachem aleim v'yotziim mitzara. Lerevacha ume'afel yaira. Umishiba legeola. Hashta v'agala. Uvizman karim.
Nomar Amen. Hine.
This picture looks like I'm in a helicopter, doesn't it?
It does. Maybe, are you? You're flying. But you gave us
flying high.
You gave us a beautiful tour, a walking tour. That was a nice spazier. I said, I don't know if you heard me. I said you don't even have to walk in Gan Soccer today because you.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk in Gan Soccer today because
the chasna. You came home
late. No, because it's already 7:15. I'm on a Har Tzion. I won't get there. I'm out before 7:30. And then it's already hot and it's late. I start learning today. Going back to Chabur this morning.
Nobody knows Zmanim anymore. You're back to the Elul Zman.
Back to the starting Elul Zman. Rish Chodesh Elul.
Elul. Anyway, I'm going to do a little Yiddish here. Hine ke'enei avodim. Es is doch wie die Augen von Knecht. Zennen gewendet. The first word is gewendet, which is directed, applied. Gewendet, which is applied.
A knecht is an eved.
An eved, right? Knecht.
So what's it saying?
He's saying, Hine ke'enei avodim, es is doch wie die Augen von Knecht zennen gewendet. That the eyes of the servants are attached. El yad.
Directed.
You're right. That's absolutely right. Gewendet.
Directed towards their master.
El yad adonehem suzer har. That's another good word. Hey aleph resh. Har.
Right.
You used to say in German.
Hair.
Hair.
It's the same word.
Same word. Ke'enei shivcha. Azoi wie die Augen von a Dienst. You talked about a knecht. Now you had a shivcha is a Dienst. Zennen.
Oh yeah, a Dienst.
Dienst. Zennen.
Is that like a distance relative?
A Dienst is a relative. That's a female. Anyway,
I just want to show you what's going on here. You can see here, there's a standstill.
Oh, you're kidding. Peacock.
They're just coming down. You see the progress in the building across the way?
Oh, wow. Did we figure out what?
No, we still don't know what it is. I think it's a hotel.
Just one hotel. It's like a gigantic area.
I, I think it's going to be a magnificent, and if it isn't, it should have been a magnificent hotel.
Right. Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's such beautiful, gone complete
Uh,
space.
let's show the
The
watching
Hebrew.
audience
Yeah.
when we cross it. I'm going to show you what they've been building now for years. But in the past, they were building this big, huge retainer wall for, I don't know, 2 years. But then when they finished, then they started to really build, and you can see what's going on.
Wow, look at that. Wow. You can see the gray bricks. That looks, if that's a hotel, to me it looks like an aqueduct.
No, but you see, they made it. You see the building in the middle? That's the original building.
Yes, they were
So,
according to
so
law.
they, right. So they made the windows like those windows,
Uh-huh. The same windows. But look how
same windows.
it extends. It's like
Look, it's unbelievable how big this place is.
it is. And
That's why I'm saying it could be a major hotel.
let me ask you something. Isn't the valley below over the Gehinnom? Isn't that
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
So
The, the,
that's
so the
that's gonna be the hotel from hell.
no, it's gonna be called
Gan Eden.
above Gehenna,
No,
above Gehennim,
Gan Eden
above
Begehennem.
above Gehennim.
Gan Eden Begehennem.
No, it's gonna be called one step above Gehennim.
I,
Our, our service is so great; it's one step above Gehennim.
yeah, I don't think when it comes to 5 stars, I think you're not going to get many stars under that circumstance. But anyway, it is beautiful. Thank you for the heads up. Anyway, I'm talking about the Dinst. Zenin gewendet, she's attached. Elyad gevirta, su
How do you
ihr
say
Herren,
Gvirta?
to Herren, to her master. V
Horin.
Zenin, angewen zum Har, soll sie geben sehr bad. That's another word. Baderfenen. Baderfeniten. Her necessities. This is another good word. Balef, Beis, Aleph, Dalid, Ayin Resh, Bader, Fenitin. Pei, Ayin, Nun, Yud, Tes, Nun. Bader, Fenitin, with their needs.
Sounds like feminine.
Feminine. And then, what else am I going to say? Kain Einenu. Aizoi zenin unsere Eugen geworden, gewanden. Everything's direction is turned. Gewanden.
That's like directed. You said before, gewanden.
Right. Well, before
Same word.
It was gewendet, and here is
Okay,
gewanded.
it's the same word. Same word.
Right. El Hashem Elokeinu, zum Eibishter unser Gott, ad shechanenu, bis vet uns, and here's our last words, bagandigen.
Begundigen.
Is to give us pardon, chanenu, to amnesty. Bagandigen. And that's what we know, they're thinking of our prime minister should get a bagandigen. He should also get a pardon. Pardon me, bagandigen me. Anyway, so that's it for today. My Yiddish, a lot of words. But anyway, so since we are still moving along, I think we should go to Tripoli. Rabbi Yehuda Lavi mi Tripoli, Haya Rabba Rashi Shel Tripoli, which is in, of course, Libya.
Was he a member of AAA?
Triple E, Eretz Yisrael, not A, America. We're talking about Triple E. Anyway, in Libya, v'niftar b'yom lamed av shezeh hayom b'shnat 1833, or yom etzah av shemal kubel Reb Shimon Lavi. the Baal Koch Ketem Paz. Did you know Shimon Levi, the Ketem Paz? No, me neither. Al Zohar. Oh, well, very good. He wrote on the Zohar. Ubal Hapiyut. This. Did you know that Shimon Levi was the Mechaber, the Piyut Bar Yochai? Bar Yochai.
Amazing.
Mimigorashe, Sfarad, those who were expelled from Sfarad, Shavar Tripoli, and they went through Tripoli Bishnat Elef Chameshmod, B'kavanah like Gil Eretz Yisrael. Every place that Klal Yisrael was on the way to Eretz Yisrael, and that's where we got our settlements. Aval Biroto et Matzav Akila Yudit Kava Makomo Be'erazot. He saw that the Jewish community was so ignorant that he decided to stick around. Yasad Beit Din Umostot Torah v'Chesed. So he established in Libya these Yiddish community. Emaz Hitzchila Kehila Tripoli Lifrot, and then it started to. You're we real cock again, right?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay, we got plenty of time for this year. That's for sure.
Plenty of time.
Okay, Rabbi Yehuda Lavi Nimna Em Talmidav Shara Rab Nasan Adadi, the Baal Sforim Me'or Nasan, V'chok Nasan. Again, I say it's Chias HaMesim, what Shmayahu does, because these are tzaddikim that we never would have heard of. Shegia Me'eretz Petur Shadar, Shliach de Rabbanan, Derech Levarno, the Tripoli, V'nitnan Hashem L'dayam B'shnat Elish Ramo Tishim. Rabbi Yehuda Hayah.
This Levarno must have been an interesting place because we mentioned it a number of times. A lot of the
Tedarim.
A lot of the Gdolim that were traveling went through. I know that the Chido was there.
Right, the
Chido was there too.
Described his travels, and Rabbi Yehuda Hayah Echad Harabanim Hagdolim Historia Shaluv Mekubal Gadol. Okay, because we have two Gilyonos, I skipped a lot of the Gilyon, and I wrote down Hayom Kayam Beit Knesset B'Shem Yehuda Lavi B'Netanya. Did you know when you were in Netanya that there was a Beit Knesset Yehuda Lavi on Rehov Aronovitz 60? Rabbi Yehuda Lavi
really?
Chiber Kama Svarim Avohem Nishur B'Ktav Yad Vayu Shmurim Yeshivat. You won't believe for the name of the yeshiva in Tripoli. You would never believe. Want to hear what its name is? Yeshiva Bibi. Bibi.
Bibi?
Okay, so when they talk about Bibi, you could always say they're talking about the yeshiva in Tripoli. Okay, so on the way, I already did the Biana Rav, and now the second Gilyon from Shmayahu's Reb Yisrael Iser Prostitz. And we're not talking about the prostate, we're talking about Prostitz. Okay, they're both choshev in yonim. I tell you, when you get a little older, you really appreciate the Prostitz. Rabbi Israel ben Daniel Prostitz Nolad be'Elef Shmona Tishrasrei bePressburg. So he was a Hungarian. So now we know Prostitz is in Hungary. V'niftar sham b'yom Rosh Chodesh Elul shezeh hayom Lamed of the El Shmonot Shivim Yesheva. Nimol. You know who his moral was? His moral was? Al Yedei Achsam Sofer Ba'atzmo. Aviv.
Wow.
Hayam Gdolei Talmidei Chachamim Doro. Av Bezdin Bebeit Dino Shel Achsam Sofer. Okay, so that's why he was able to get the moil. He was in his Bezdin. Rabbi Shmuel Talmida Muvhak Shel Achsam Sofer. He himself was a Talmud Muvhak. And after Chassam Sofer was Niftar, Shimeshet Beno Haksav Sofer. So he actually was close to the Chasav Sofer. Nisol Isha et Figla, not Fiddler, Figla, but Tosho Reb Menachem Mendel Shen, the Mechaber, again, Minchas Patim. I never heard of Menachem Mendel Shen. These are all Svarim. If we had a sifriya of all of these svarim, we would have, you'd need that valley over there that we saw to fill up all those svarim, to set up a sifriya there. Although between you and me, I think the National Library of Israel between you and me, would have all of these svarim. It's my opinion. Av bizdin reta. Shimesh b'meshech asorat shanim ad yom histalkuto karav umagid meishorim lechevra tmimei derech v'tiferet Shabbos b'Pressburg. Niftar be'oto ben, he was only 58 years old when he was niftar. Shlosha banim hayu Rab Yisrael, Rab Daniel, asher milei mekomo behanagat hakahal, Rav David, Rav Ben Zion, sheniftar ben esrim shana, lo aleinu. Rab Yisrael, hotir achrav yoter me'arba'im kuntrasim, b'ksav yodo, al sugyos hashas, chibur hagadol, shlosh me'ot v'arba'im daf, al shulchan aruch yodea, chibur al Torah v'haftoras, v'chein chibur gadol al mesechtes brachas v'erevin, al seder adaf, chibur al sefer chovos avovos, v'od rabim. Beno, Rabbi Daniel hosi et drashatov al pirkei avos b'shem mikveh Yisrael. Rov divrei Torah asher adayin lo bo'u b'tzfus nimsoim b'dei mechon zichron v'hanchasat moreshet Yahadut Hungaria. Now, you know what's great about today, because you are delayed and you're going directly, you can join into the Siyum of the Kundros Midos Mishkolos, where actually, as I mentioned, that Nidchei Yisrael had two Kundrosim at the end, the Kundros Tiferes Adam, which talked about the Isser of Giluach B'Ta'ar, and then right now we're finishing up the Midos Mishkolos. We know that the Chofetz Chaim, one of his first svarim, when that he wrote, had to do with measures and scales. We know that. So now we're going to end off. We're talking about in Dvarim Chafhei Tezayin Yedzayin, talks about that the person who uses a tar is To'avas Hashem. It's a toeva, and right next to that pasuk is Zachor es asher asalach Amalek. Upirish Rashi, Im shikarta b'midos, if you falsify your measurements, have a yore megiroi ha'oyev, you should know that you are arousing giroi, you are arousing the enemy, the Yetzer Hara. Shehem yiyeh shakim ba'amalekim, that they will be just like Amalek. V'hinei lefi mashe bi'arnu lamala da'afilu lahashos bebeso, just to have corrupt scales, not that you measure them, but just having in your possession a scale that is incorrect. Gam kein asur, halo isazeh over b'chol rega rega, and having such a scale in your house, you are over every minute. Mesha osa, as you allow it to stay bersuso, ba'afilu yoshein. Even when you are sleeping and you have one of these scales that are corrupt, you are over the averos. As we know, there are 7 averos that we mentioned involved with them. Gam kain, over kivan shemasheh oto bertzono, because he intentionally wanted to have the scale in his house. Kedei lazo limkor oliknosba, to eventually use it to sell or to buy with it. Say v'chashov, the Chofetz Chaim says, kama meos isurim over b'chol yom. As a result, by just having it in your possession, how many averos you transgress every day? Al yedei elu hamidos mishkolos asher kasuv koreh oson to'avos Hashem, which the pasuk refers to as an abomination. V'nei yadua ma de'isa ba'avos, and we know what's written Pirkei Avos Mishnah Perek Daled Mishnah Yud Aleph. Kol ha'oseh mitzvah achas kono leprak l'kachad. When you do a mitzvah, I just got a warning, you're running out of time. It's okay. I still have plenty of time before the cutoff. I have never been cut off. But anyway, we're moving along on the Kundros Midos Mishkolos. Kol osem mitzvah achas kono le praktik echad. Kol over achas kono lo katigor echad benakat lashon avera achas. Now, a person does a mitzvah, you have a protective angel. And if you do an avera chas v'sholom, you have a prosecuting angel. And why does it say kol avera achas? Haino she'ena kfula, b'ma averos. When it comes to sentencing in criminal, you have two concepts. You have concurrent sentence and you have a consecutive sentence. Many times there are people who have 10 felonies and they're sentenced to 25 to life when they would have been sentenced to 25 multiplied by 10, 250 years. So if you do it together, it's called concurrent. In other words, you get the 25 years for all of them gathered together as one. But if it's consecutive, that means one after the other. So we're talking about here the averos. They're consecutive, one after the other. They're not gathered, bundled together. So that's why it says, Hainu she'ena kfula b'kama averos. La'afuke im ho'yu kfula b'kama inyanim kamo inyan zeh sheha moded o shokel chaser over al kama lavim. The midos, a person is over many averos for false scales. Gufa nizkar, as we mentioned before. V'gam alalav the gezel. So if you have false scales, not only are you over the specific pasuk that doesn't allow you to have it, you're over stealing v'alalav the chilul Hashem. And we also mentioned it's a desecration of Hashem. Halo gavra, halo nivra, pam echad. That each avera was created each time shemoded o shokel chaser. Every time you use have a false scaled kama makatrigim. Many of the prosecuting angels are created. Ma yaneh liyom pkuda. What will you say on the day of judgment? Shekulam yavo lekatagreg olav. They'll all come to prosecute each one of those angels. Zeyomer nivresi biyom ploni. One angel will say, I was created on this day, with Tovea, Din, Allah, and he will prosecute you for that Avera. V'zeh b'yom ploni, and another angel will say, I was created on this day, v'yadua, Masha Omar HaKosuv, and we know what the Pasuk says in Yirmiyahu, Perek Yud Zayin, Pasuk Yud Aleph, Ki es kol ma'aseh Elokim, yavo b'mishpat. Everything that you do, you will be a judge for. This is good Torah. V'tzorech adam leida, the ha'maman, shemiskabe letzlo, shelo b'mishpat. You should know whatever money that you get as a result of the false scales. Barak al yedei mirma, which is done only through fraud. Lebasof kelim, me'alem. They will eventually be destroyed. V'chein hu omer, and it's also said, oseh osher v'lo b'mishpat. A person gets rich without, and this is brought down in Bava Basra, Pei Tes Amid Aleph. Yamav Yazov, a person who has wealth, which illegal money, he will, in half of his days it will leave him. That means either half of the fortune or half of his days. Osher yeh nezav mimenu b'chatzi yamav, whether he will have only half a life, osher hu yeh nezav mina osher b'chatzi yamav, or half of his wealth. V'chein hu binyanenu. And so it is with us when we're talking about the scales. Da'amaman shemiskabetz eisel adam ayidei midos mishkolos lo yeh lem shum chatzlacha. A person who has these illegal earnings will never have success. V'yu kelem, he'll eventually lose them all. V'chein isa b'gemara. And also it brought down in the Gemara, and we saw it brought down Bava Basra, Pei Tes Amid Aleph. Ad HaPasuk, Al-Pasuk, Lo Yilecha B'Kischa Even Ve'even. You should not have in your house a false scale. The high, B'Kischa, B'Yuchad, Muta. Why does it have to say Kischa in your pocket, so to speak? Elabal L'Romeis, the Lo Yilecha B'Kischa Mamon. Ma Tam Mishum Even Ve'even. V'chein HaPasuk Hasheni, Lo Yilcha B'Beischa Maman, Mai Tama B'Shum Ephah Ve'ephah. every one. The pasuk has two different types of measurements: an ephah and a measurement, a weight scale for weight, and then length. Aval and measurement. Psicha. Aval even shlema. But what should you have? You should have a v'tzedek. You should have a righteous scale. Yilecha mammon ephah shlema. You have v'tzedek. Yilecha mammon the b'schus zeh. Yilecha bracha be'asika. If a person has a good skill, he'll get a blessing in all his business. Just like a person gets reward for his relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, ken yeschar al halimud v'asiya shel chukim v'shel mishpatim kagon inyanenu shel mitzvos mishkolos midos mishkolos v'zeo she Messiah Kasav, as it's brought down in Vayikra Yutes Lamed Zion, V'shmartim is kol chukasai v'skol mishpata. You should observe all my chukim and my mishpatim v'asisam asam. Ani Hashem Yisrael zeh Toras Kahanim Litein Shmira v'asiyah lechukim v'shmira v'asiyah lemishpatim. Ani Hashem Ani Nemal Neshama Yitzchak v'Yadua the Shmira Hu. When we talk about Shmira, you know what Shmira is? Mishnah. Shmira is when you learn Mishnah, that's a Shmira. The Hainush Kodesh Baruch Hu, Yeshalem Schar Avur Alimud V'Amasa, Gam Yesh Lizar Shalol Ramos Afilu V'Akum. Chavetz Chaim, we're ending off right now being Messiah. He ends off by saying, you know what? Scales don't only apply to Yidden, even to Akum, to Gentiles. B'midos Mishkos, Kamol Yisrael. V'kam Yesh Chilul Hashem B'davar. If a person has false scales with the goy, it becomes a desecration of God's name. Sheyomru, they'll say, She Yisrael, Kol Iskohu Laramas Bnei Adam. This person is only fooling, is trying to deceive, and trying to make a false business with everybody. V'chein osur lahat osu b'cheshbon mitam zeh. And therefore, you're not allowed to mislead someone with a kidduch. And this is, we're ending being Messiah. Here we're being Messiah. Kidduch v'chishev im konehu, as it says in Vayikra, Chaf Hey, Pasuk Nun. You should make a cheshbon with your konehu. This is applicable to Elul. V'amru Chazal, and it says in Bava Basra, Kuf Yud Gimel Amid Beis, Yidakdek im konehu. You should be very careful with all what you do. Lidakdek. It's interesting. Tick-tock. What do they say? Tuck-tuck. What do they say when they have a communication on the tzava? What do they say? Tuck-tuck. Tuck-tuck. When they start off, tzava, when they want to talk to each other, they say tuck-tuck. In the beginning, oh, come on. I forgot the expression. When a commander, they want to show that the commander is speaking, and he starts off. Code. So here it's yedakdek, not code. Yedakdek.
Code sounds a little different than duck.
I don't know. It's to me, it's the code. It's a good one. Im konehu yedakdek im konehu salik. And here Messiah, the Kונטרוס midos mishkolos. And I have to say something. I hate to give you up, but I'm so happy that we learned together while you were driving. You know why?
Yeah, not only that, it was you had a real to make a סיום on your mother's yahrzeit.
Yes, that's the number one. But number two, you came back very late from a chasana, and I'm telling you, I'm driving now too. I'm driving. There's just where I don't drive. Here I drive, and my Rebbetzin has my case because I caught you a few times. The eyes went down. I saw it.
Oh, you saw it.
I caught you. And I'm happy that we were learning because we kept you awake. We kept you awake.
This is unbelievable. The red light turns green for about 15 seconds.
And you're stuck. Where are you right now?
I'm about to make a left turn on a Agron. I made it within the 15 seconds.
You're kidding.